Yo, 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 it is your boy, Nice versus Wild, and you're listening to another episode of Beowulf Sessions. Thank you for tuning in. Yet another week, and you're showing up. Yet another session. Let's go. I have been super busy, super stressed, how do I call it? Like, it's all go. This sort of the last week or so, and I've learned a lot, and it's been a heck of a journey. There's been some stressful times, and I've written stuff in my diary, and I think you guys are going to get a lot of value this week. So let's get into it. If this is your first time listening, my name is Nigel Shashil. I am a full-time creative entrepreneur from South Auckland. I was born in a rural Fijian village called Lambasa, Bunileka, and my mission in life is to write a story that beats longer than my heart. And big love to Feature Weddings for sponsoring every single Beowulf session every single week. Yes, go check out Feature Weddings. I'll put them in the show notes. Big love to you. Now, I'm trying to organize an event. If you haven't gone and checked out any of our socials, I actually have been trying to push the event, Great South Road Running Festival, really hard now because we're like 6 weeks away from the event on October 16. And the event, we do it every year. We did it last year, got a good turnout. This year we're trying to get a bigger turnout and also collaborate with other organizations in the community to really bring that community feel. The event is actually all about breaking negative stereotypes in communities and also inspiring the next generation, and also working with other big charities. Like there's like 7 big ones like Starship, Stroke Foundation, Back to School Project, BBM, Canteen, Kids Can, I Am Hope, you name it. There's so many amazing organizations that we're running for this year. Any funds raised and stuff like that is all going to be split between those organizations at the end of the event. And if you are super interested in going checking out, go check out Great South Road Running Festival on Instagram, on Facebook, on the Beowulf event page. You'll be able to check it out and really get to feel what the whole event's all about. To be honest, we believe in that love is the core foundation to bringing all communities together, and I'm a big believer in that as well. And if there's any element of any Beowulf session that you've resonated with, I genuinely believe that the underlining solution to most problems in society is the power and understanding of love in all communities can bring about so much more and more positive change. But yeah, I've been stressed, man. Like, it's so hard organizing an event, trying to get people together and trying to connect the dots, and I've been getting hit with this question quite a lot, and people saying, "Hey, Nice, can you do a session on entrepreneurship and being a creative in business, and what's the struggles and how do you manage time and stuff like that?" And I think I'll try to make this session about if you're a business owner, if you're a creative, or even if you're an artist, I think you'll be able to still get a lot of value from it. Or even if you're just a community member that's trying to upskill and really bring about positive change in themselves, I think you'll still be able to get a lot of value from the session. So it's pretty difficult, like I said, organizing an event. I think one of the hardest thing is like trying to connect people. And I was reading something, and I wrote this out in my diary, and the session's pretty much going to be about this. An entrepreneur connects people. They don't let their ego get in the way when they go for the purpose of connecting people to other people so they can bring about a bigger change, more positive change. And I think this is true. A real entrepreneur doesn't let their ego get in the way. And I think if you can really visualize this in a way where you think of yourself as like the helper, and you are putting yourself in a circle or an environment, and your goal here is to connect all the people with the right people so you can get to solving your problem potentially faster or easier, because you might not have the skill set to do it. And I'll give you guys a story, right? Like, hands down, I still know that there's so many skill sets that I'm literally so shit at. But there's probably a couple of things that I'm really, really good at, and I try to go harder on those. But things that I'm not good at, I always try to find people that that have that skill set or have somewhat mastered that skill set, so I can help them connect them to the right people so they can connect their own dots faster, if that makes sense. And I think if you can be a business owner, a creative entrepreneur, or any type of entrepreneur, if you like to solve problems, because that obviously that has to be a big driver. Obviously, there's other factors to it, but you have to have the ability to build relationships with people, and then help and show them your narrative, which we sort of talked about in the last couple of stories. And obviously sometimes people resonate with the idea and sometimes they don't resonate with the idea, and that's okay. With the people that don't resonate with your ideas, it's just not their time to believe in those ideas or believe in their stories, because they might have had a different thinking process or different upbringing, or they're just doing something else right now. It's not your responsibility to try convince everybody, but it is your responsibility to try to articulate your narrative so you can help connect people with the right organizations, communities, individuals, so you can solve the bigger problem that you're trying to solve. And I think for me personally, like with the whole Be a Wolf movement, right? Like like with the messaging and stuff like that, like it's all about, as a collective, bringing people together, and really inspiring the next generation to believe that there is hope. There is a better storyline that you can create in your life. You know, you don't have to be stuck in a vicious cycle and letting your limiting beliefs stop you from achieving the dreams and the ideas and the aspirations that you have in your life. And I think if you go into this week with any type of mindset, I encourage you to have the connector mindset. You know, like, don't let your ego stop you from reaching out to that person saying, hey, look, I'm doing this thing. Like, obviously I don't want anything from you, but like, I would love to collaborate sometime. If right now is not the best time, like, you know, in the future, like, this is what I'm really passionate about. This is what I really care about. Like, I know that you've somewhat been in this area, in this industry as well. And I really aspire to be like you, or, you know, like, just, you know, make people feel valued. And I'm a genuine believer in like making other people feel valued and giving as much as you can before you ask for anything in return. And I think in order for you to be the best version of a creative entrepreneur or a business owner, an artist, a person that's trying to make large scale change, you have to be able to connect people at the right time, with the right execution, with the right storytelling, with the right narrative, and with the right intentions. Because if you can do those things properly, you're going to be able to make larger ground in a shorter amount of time. And a lot of times, like even like doing the whole Be a Wolf movement for over the last 4 years or so, like, I've made so many mistakes. Like, you know, like I've started to like understand that, like, you know, the whole idea of like, you know, not everyone's going to get the vision, and that's okay, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to go out and try and give things a go, and, you know, learn from your lessons and stuff like that. And I can tell you, like, organizing an event, because we did the Great South Road running festival last year, and we did 50Ks, a bunch of people showed up and stuff like that, and I learned so much. And like, you know, like I talked about in a bunch of other sessions and in the Be a Wolf sessions and stuff like that, like, you know, like the processes and the systems and the stuff I learned, and I'm like trying to reapply it this year, you know, like just try to be like that couple % better this year, and obviously collaborate more with other organizations and charities and stuff like that to really raise awareness for their own work, because I believe that if we can work as a collective, we can really make bigger ground. You know, that saying that, you know, if you go solo, you might go faster, but if you go as a team, you're going to be creating longevity. You're going to be creating you know, like that whole feeling of togetherness, but so much more. And I think there's a lot of value in that. So yeah, I wrote that in my diary. You know, an entrepreneur connects people. They don't let their ego get in the way. And I think there's so much to unpack here. And I think if you are in a situation where you feel stuck in your ideas, most of the times people have done the things that you've done. at a different scale. If it might not be in your environment, might not even be in your household, might not even be in your city, but there's people in this world that have done so many cool things or inspiring things or even things that you're trying to do right now, but you think that you can't do it. And I want you to see people and look at people, and if there's somebody that's inspired you, I want you to have that mindset and tell yourself, if that person can do it, that means I can too. If that person can do this, that means I can too. And I think if we don't look at things like, oh, if that person's doing it, like, oh, like I wonder, like if you can, don't go in that mindset thinking you're comparing yourself. And you know, like when I was a lot younger, like 19, 20, 21, like I used to play that whole comparison game. So trust me, I've been there. I know how it feels. Like, you know, everyone does it. It's human nature. But I want you to really, like, especially if you're a young individual and you're just sort of getting into your business journey or your creative journey or whatever journey you're on in life, and you aspire to be like someone, or someone's like, you watch something on TV or on your phone or on the internet, and you're like, oh shit, like that's so cool, I want to be able to do that. I want you to have that mindset, like, and think about, if that person can do it, that means you can too. And I think there's lots to do with the way you create your thinking processes in your mind. And I'm not saying this is an easy thing to do, because like every day is a journey for me personally. And I think as you get older and as you build more experience and as you create more chances for yourself, and create more relationships and connect more people together, you'll find out that it's not as hard as it seems, as long as you genuinely go in with the right intentions. And you're transparent with your narrative and your story and your ideas and the things that you're trying to accomplish. And the right people will always fit into the right puzzles. And I've seen that happen to me over the last 3, 4, 5 years, not only in the Be a Wolf movement, but also in my businesses, in the creative agency, in the wedding photography business. And so much of like synergy can come about by if you just have the courage to believe in your ideas, and if you can lay those foundations for yourself first, then connecting people in the right time in the right spaces can really be done quite easily. So yeah, I wanted to make the session about this. So hopefully that sparks a couple of lights in your mind this week. I'm just my brain at the moment is literally everywhere, because I'm trying to organize an event. I'm trying to keep moving on in the wedding business and trying to create an Australian platform for all these wedding vendors and stuff like that. And also I'm trying to show up as much as I can in every field. Because me, like, I feel like I'm like a serial entrepreneur, right? Like, I'm literally doing so many things. And sometimes, to be honest, I kind of like probably bite myself in the ass, because I like to do so many things at once. But I've just always been like that. Like, I feel like it's hard for me to have one focus. And I think it's because, like, as I do more things in this sort of table, like one thing I learned in another industry, I genuinely apply it into another industry, because I see this paradox of time, and I learn from my experiences working in different environments and different spaces, because a lot of things about business and being an entrepreneur is actually all the same, like the foundations. And if you can learn from other people in other spaces, you'll find there's a pattern. And that pattern is so contagious. Especially it's like I generally enjoy it, having a lot of things going at the same time. But obviously a lot of people say like it's better to focus on one thing. I do also believe that, but I also feel like that if you can create an ecosystem which all has a singular impact goal, like for example, like when I do the whole Be a Wolf movement, right? It's all about breaking negative stereotypes, inspiring business owners, creatives, and young people to follow their heart, follow their passion. I still replicate those calms in my creative agency and in the wedding photography business, because it's all about love. It's all about understanding that, like, if you're a young person, or if you're an individual, if you're even an older person, it's not really about age, but it's about realizing that you can do multiple things, as long as maybe the long-term impact that you're trying to create has a synergy. And I think everything I've done is been in the power of love. And I think if you can maybe take a couple of things from that, I think, and apply it to your own craft. And if you want to do a bunch of things like me, you can do it. Because in my head, I've still got like a bigger one goal focus. And I think it's all about, creating lasting impact that can make somebody like believe that they can do it. And I'm saying, like, if I can show up for like 68 episodes every single Monday, which means you can too. So hopefully that's a little bit of encouragement. If you're doing a bunch of things, like, and people saying, like, just focus on one thing, like, just don't listen to them. Keep learning from their mistakes. Everyone's on their own lane. Everyone's on their own journey. Everyone has their own experiences, and I want you to value those experiences right now and every single day, because only you can be you, and no one's lived your life, and the things that you've learned and overcome your obstacles, all of those things are super strengths, and use those strengths to tell your story, tell your narrative, and help be a real entrepreneur who helps people and connects people to a bigger cause, a bigger impact. And I know what you're trying to do. You're trying every single day to make that 1% and try and make the world a better place, even if it's a micro 0.1%. But at least you're trying. So I'm proud of you. All right. Thank you for listening to these episodes every single week. I genuinely appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. This one's been definitely one session that's really come out of the heart. My brother's getting married next week, so it's going to be even more crazy. I'm super excited to see all my family and stuff like that. He's getting married in Brisbane, so everyone's sort of like coming together, and I can't wait to see everybody, spend some family time, and I'm looking forward to it, because none of this shit really matters if you don't make time for your loved ones. Because when you're shooting for the stars, make sure you don't burn everyone else around you. So yeah. Keep being a wolf. Keep going. I will see you next Monday. Peace and love. Be that connector, baby. Let's go.